few months ago, I covered Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on this channel. I said I respected the mechanics, I appreciated the world, but I wanted something cozier. At the time, the challenge felt overwhelming. So I put the game down in favor of Hogwarts Legacy. And yet, here I am, revisiting Metroid again. I still get lost. I still die. Constantly. I'm far from good at these games. But something has changed. Now, the resets don't feel as frustrating. Getting stuck doesn't feel like a verdict. I'm more willing to try again and again, even when failure seems inevitable. Today, I want to explore why these games, particularly the 2D Game Boy Advance entries, have been pulling me in, and why maybe struggling can still be a deeply satisfying, almost cozy experience. Hey friends, I'm Autumn. Welcome back to Cozy Cartridges, a space where we explore nostalgia games, quiet growth, and the comfort we find in pressing the continue button on our handhelds. If that sounds like your vibe, grab your favorite snack or drink, get comfy, and join me as we travel back to the GBA era. Well, first of all, how did I end up here? Honestly, it started in a very practical place. I looked at my Nintendo Switch Online subscription and thought I should probably be getting my money's worth of this. I hadn't touched it since finishing Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Both Zero Mission and Fusion are included in the expansion pack, and after reading your suggestions on my Metroid Prime 4 video, I decided to finally give them a real try. Part of this was absolutely just me trying to justify my subscription, but I ended up having more fun than I expected. Starting with Metroid Zero Mission, a remake of the NES game, the story is simple and direct. As Samus, you are sent to a planet to infiltrate a space pirate base and eliminate Mother Brain. There's very little exposition, no long cinematic introduction. You land and you start shooting. And that immediate drop into gameplay felt refreshing. Zero Mission is built around exploration and ability-based progression. You move through a 2D map, collecting upgrades that unlock new pathways. Missiles open sealed doors. The morph ball lets you roll into tight spaces. Bombs reveal hidden blocks. High jump boots, speed booster, and later abilities expand how you move through familiar areas. It's a loop of exploration, discovery, and return. What struck me immediately was how readable everything felt. Enemy sprites are distinct. Their projectiles are visible. Platforms are clear. When I get hit, I know why. When I miss a jump, I understand what I misjudged. That clarity changes how failure feels. Combat is approachable even when it ramps up. Bosses still demand pattern recognition and patience, but they rarely feel chaotic. Even when I died, and you know me, I died a lot, it felt like I had enough information to adjust my strategy. And visually, the Game Boy Advance sprite work tapped directly into my nostalgia. The pixel art is clean and expressive, the environments are colorful but contained, the UI is simple and functional. Even when I was stuck, I wasn't overstimulated. Zero Mission feels focused, gameplay forward, minimal narrative interruption. Just you, the suit, and the world. And that simplicity made experimentation and exploration feel safe. From there, I moved into Metroid Fusion, and the tone shifted. Fusion opens with more narrative weight. Samus becomes injected by a parasite organism called the X during a mission. To save her life, she's injected with Metroid DNA, which cures her but permanently alters her physiology. She's then sent to investigate a research station overrun by those same parasites. Right away, there's more story, more context, more direction. Unlike Zero Mission, Fusion gives you explicit objectives through computer terminals in the navigation rooms. After each briefing, the map marks your next destination clearly. You're told which sector to investigate and what your mission is. It's linear, structured, guided, and that structure felt comforting. The gameplay still revolves around exploration and upgrades missiles, beams, jumps, power bombs, but you're rarely aimlessly wandering, and it's difficult to get lost. You know what you're working toward, you know where you're headed. The tension in Fusion comes from atmosphere. You're underpowered. You can't fight your enemy directly. So you hide, you wait, you power up, you gather more materials, you listen. Those moments are stressful, but they're controlled stress. The space is readable and the threat is visible. I can process what's happening. Even when the bosses pushed me and pushed me, they did. The clarity of my objective helped me persist. When I failed, I didn't feel lost. I felt challenged, and that is a huge difference. Playing these two games simultaneously helped me figure out something important. I don't dislike challenge, and I certainly enjoy them sometimes alongside my cozier games. but I certainly get visually overwhelmed in the 3D Metroid games and first person shooters. In 3D games, immersion can become sensory overload. There's camera management, depth perception, large environments, constant spatial recalibration. Even if the mechanics aren't objectively harder, my brain has so much more to process all at once. In 2D, everything exists on a single plane. Enemies are easier to track, patterns are clearer, movements are predictable. I can see what hit me. I can see what I need to adjust. And that clarity makes me more willing to try again. I still kind of suck at Metroid. I get stuck, I die, I miss obvious paths and jumps. But now when I fail, I understand why. And understanding makes starting over feel less discouraging. Zero Mission encourages exploration. Fusion encourages structured patience. Together, they taught me that growth as a gamer doesn't always mean mastering difficult games. Sometimes it just means learning what kind of difficulty suits you. What started as a I should use my subscription turned into something unexpectedly reflective. I'm not suddenly a Metroid expert, but I am more open, more patient, less overwhelmed. And that feels like growth. Kind that happens when you press continue instead of turning the console off. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you prefer the 2D or 3D Metroid games? Are you a fan of Metroidvanias in general? And if not, are there other games that challenge you but you still enjoy playing? I always love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for weekly cozy gaming content. Until next time, may your resets be instructive, your paths grow clearer, and may you never be afraid to begin again.